you've got a mix of 1 and 2 stops obviously going on at the moment. So what would really bring this race alive is, you know, a safety car in the last third, and then it'll be really interesting to see what happens.
Well, Max is lining up another move down the main straight once again, this time on Carlos Sainz. You'll be pleased to know, and I'm sure you can see it, Christian, he's got ahead of Sainz.
He can, and you know, let's see what he can do.
Thanks ever so much indeed, Christian. We'll be back with you a little later on.
Ordinary man. How can you have failed to navigate? Well, I will leave the upgrade for another time to the extent it proves necessary. Now is the moment to redeem yourselves. If the transhuman forces are to prove themselves an indispensable augmentation to the Combine Overwatch, they will have to earn the privilege. I'm sure I don't have to remind you that the alternative, if you can call it, is total extinction.
And Leclerc has. So the two out front haven't stopped yet, of course.
Lewis Hamilton is complaining about his tyres. The tyres that he's running, saying that they just don't feel very good. I'm just not enjoying these tyres at all. DRS assistance on Carlos Sainz. He moves over to the inside. Hulkenberg breezes past him and up into 11th place. Sainz starting to struggle as he runs up. Hulkenberg maybe turn around. Further back
Seb should be in well before that. But if you get to lap 45, when Leclerc has to come in again, can he push it to 50 maybe? And then from lap 50, he could make it to the end on the soft tyre. If Ferrari think that's not going to grain up, it might make Lewis Hamilton's job difficult, but even a new hard tyre might do the same. So that's what Lewis is worried about.
And we need to remind ourselves, we've not made half distance yet in this race. It's a long, long way to go. And as soon as they've started pushing, the tyres have started complaining a bit more. Of course, the fuel load goes down now. As they unfold the laps, the cars are getting lighter and lighter.
This is an unfair question, not a half race distance. Who would you think has the best chance of winning at this stage?
I just asked myself that question. I mean, mulling Vettel's looking good. It just depends car or who can eat a better mileage out of it.
It's not going to happen. He is really doing it.
Puts up some very stout defence of Gasly. He's struggling with his tyres at the moment as Gasly tries to go around the outside. But as the next corner turns to the right, Carlos Sainz has the inside line and manages to hold on to 12 points. I've just got a feeling that the quiet man, sometimes the overlooked man in these situations, is probably sitting pretty as well.
His pace is there. The top three have all got to stop the game.
Yeah, and look at this, Sebastian is now starting to come up to the rear of this battle so it might just hold on a little bit. That will certainly help Valtteri Bottas faster than Sebastian Vettel, and he's got the gap down to 4.2 seconds so far. To try and get past Carlos Sainz in the battle for 12th place. Behind them, Sebastian Vettel is coming up a little bit faster as well. Gasly, he thought he got the job done, but late braking from Carlos Sainz there keeps him ahead, only just by, what, a few inches.
Great drive, that was turn 3, but actually so is the McLaren. Yes, DRS. He'll be there. On cue, if he's got in a bit deep, you can get away with that.
And I just had a feeling that this battle, Sebastian Vettel was going to arrive at the wrong time, and he has definitely lost a couple of seconds, Sebastian Vettel, there, by having to slam on the brakes as hard as he did. Gasly's ahead of Sainz, Vettel and the Torres are at the McLaren, and I'm amazed there wasn't contact.
Vettel will be happy to be past that little plan for the snake and the stadium on his way. And Hamilton's got to get through there,
He certainly, Valtteri Bottas has got to get through. I get the feeling they're going to actually hit Valtteri Bottas. Right now, they're still standing by at Ferrari to make a pit stop for Sebastian Vettel, but Valtteri Bottas, now that they've got that gap down to about 3.4 seconds, is this the trigger an undercut Bottas on Sebastian Vettel? That gap was about 5 seconds, and it was down to a lot less. So they're triggering it now. Bottas will come back out onto the race, or into the race, I should say, behind his teammate Lewis Hamilton, and I think behind Alex Albon as well.
He also falls into the pits, though. So that's coming up to lap Sainz. So Sainz will have to get out of the way, but it's just what he didn't need there. And now we've got an Alfa Romeo for good measure.
Through as well, exactly. Sebastian Vettel's going to come in. Valtteri Bottas gets past Giovinazzi. Ted Crabb is down to you.
He was on the hard tyre. He reported that the tyres were horrible, no grip, yellow tyre.
And I also mentioned Daniel Ricciardo at the moment, who's running in 6th place and has been running in 6th place, hasn't pitted yet. Don't discount Ricciardo for a top 6 finish at this stage, because he's going very nicely indeed.
A bit late on the scene, aren't they?
Yeah.
But So, an important stop here for Sebastian Vettel.
But they have to put those on. They can't put them on. That's quite a difficult stop. And the safe side of all that, it has to be the right. But that is going to be easier said than done, because Hamilton has just passed our commentary box, as has Alex Albon as well. They're at top speed. Sebastian Vettel slots in behind them, but still ahead, as you can see, on Valtteri Bottas. But Alex Albon has got to stop again, and you'd imagine Lewis Hamilton.
And I don't know how much life he's got in them. Same with Albon. Albon came in on lap 14 of this race. So his laps are... Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, the undercut attempt, Valtteri Bottas on Vettel, hasn't worked out brilliantly for Valtteri Bottas. He couldn't push he wanted. Lance Stroll, who was running in the points, is now into the pits for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, so Bottas followed Sainz into the pits, followed him out of the pits, had to navigate around the Alfa Romeo, and that helped Vettel nicely.
And Stroll comes back out in 11th place. For
Gordon, you made it.
They're not the way you would have
Boy,
wanted.
am I glad to see you.
The initial intention, I think, was to go to the end.
You better hurry, Gordon.
This is Verstappen on dust. There is the slam on the brakes. 5.4.
I'm glad you made it here in one
Driver's
piece.
experience, G-force equivalent of a fighter
My dad's
jet
up there
pilot
somewhere,
slam on the
in that
brakes
holding
at the
area.
end of turn 1.
It's going to take some
And
doing to
Charles
get him
Leclerc
out.
is back in the lead of this race once again.
Let's get out of
But
here.
He is stopping once more. Has to stop once more.
Advantage Vettel now.
I think after the last 5 or 6 laps, yes.
He really did keep the pace well on those initial set of tyres, didn't he? Only did they go a long way, so this will be when he came across the squabbling Toro Rosso and McLaren, and suddenly Sainz realised he got the leader on his side. Didn't actually cost Vettel too badly, you know, in the end.
It was just this moment here where he had to jam on the brakes, Martin. He lost a second and a half. Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm flying blind here.
Went down from,
Every now and then a
4.6
Vortigaunt gets
seconds
captured and sends back information, but we don't have a complete picture of the
Lost a
place.
second and a half.
The little we do know is all
I
bad.
think then we got into a bit of traffic when he came back
Get
out.
ready.
Couldn't make the most of it.
So Vettel's taken a second. This one to the end.
Race then. Points, of course. 2019, it makes working out the title permutations that little bit more tricky, but on lap 40 of 71 here, with Lewis Hamilton running second and Valtteri Bottas fifth.
Great job, Alex. Keep it up.
That is not enough for Lewis Hamilton to claim the World Championship here in Mexico City this afternoon. It will roll on to Austin in a week's time, and that's always a race that you don't want to miss.
Over here.
The US Grand Prix, of course, live.
This will get me into their security system. Now to find my father.
So Vettel then just 14 seconds off the lead of Leclerc.
Oh my
And,
God. These poor
Leclerc, we
people.
know, has to pit again because he's got medium.
There.
So Leclerc will have a
All right,
lot
I
of
think
hard
I can bring
driving to
him
do
in.
at the end of the race if he wants to win this.
Yeah, so what's the loss? A pit loss is 22 seconds,
yeah.
so Leclerc's going to have to make up 8 seconds, assuming he gets a good pit stop.
There.
Which is doable.
He's on the way. Let's go meet him.
But meanwhile, Vettel will be marching on, won't he, with his fresh set of tyres?
Yeah. And Leclerc will have to put on second soft
done.
tyres. You would think, Martin,
Follow me.
have already been used so far. Hard tyre, but I can't quite see why that one would be.
The half tyre's working all right. Fastest lap with it. The half tyre seems, as we often see, they barely use it over the weekend, do they? Have to bring very few of them. Compounds in the race.
I would certainly vote for that in terms of new regulations for next year or for 2021.
I'm afraid I'm flying blind here.
That I'm sure will dominate
Every
the
now and then the
headlines
Vortigaunt gets
over the
captured and
next
sends
few
back
days as well.
information, but we
Alex
don't have a
Albon can
complete
see
picture of the
Sebastian
place.
Vettel coming.
The little we do know is all bad.
Down to the pits, what's going on with you?
Before that gets taken,
Get ready.
about the guy who's driving his tyres like a coaster. 41 laps on these tyres, and he's still setting personal best times on these tyres. A 1:22.5 last time round.
All right.
Pits now. He'll
Over
be
here.
still around the top 10, won't he, Crofty?
Yeah.
Ahead of his teammate.
This will get me into their
behind
security system.
Danny Kvyat
Now
at
to
the
find my
moment in
father.
the Toro Rosso. So, I mean, they're obviously sort of goal hanging, aren't they, Renault, for a safety car, which would mean that he might actually keep his sort of P6 at the moment.
There.
Or maybe even P7 or P8.
All right, I think I can bring him in.
But, yeah, good effort, Danny Rick, after what you, well, without overstating it, it's been the weekend from hell, hasn't it?
Yes, not been brilliant at all. The week.
There. He's on the way. Let's go meet him.
Weekends of hell, Max Verstappen, and he's now trying to achieve something that absolutely nobody in the Autodromo
Follow me.
Hermanos Rodriguez wants to see happen. That's it. But I get the feeling it is going to happen, whether we want it or not. And there's your mate Tiesta. Did you ask him to play you a track after the race, the DJ?
He's a very nice man.
Bit of smoke
He's
on the
a good-
water.
he's a cool man. Players complaining. Shaping up for a pit stop. Let's remember, Verstappen
Come
put
on.
those tyres on lap 5. So that's how long he's been carting those around.
He should be
and he's
here.
certainly got some pace. That looks
just
like you won this afternoon, doesn't
I
it?
think this is an opportunity lost for Max Verstappen.
There he
Wherever
is.
He ends up here because I don't think he's going to win the race. He's just got past Sergio Perez. He's now running in second
right.
place. It's a massive opportunity
Let me see
lost
if I can
for
get this
Perez.
open.
What are we waiting for, Pete?
We are trying to build a pace delta.
My front tires are dead.
Copy, understood.
They're there next week here in Mexico City. Good afternoon, sir. He turned up. He said he had nobody to come on with. No?
So I was thinking.
Is that really you? I can't believe you found me.
Front tyres are dead.
Dad,
Understairs,
are you all
it goes,
right?
slides across
I'm
the road.
fine,
The
but
more it
you-
slides, the worse it gets.
You've got to get
It's a
out of
horrible,
here.
pathetic
We're here to
feeling
get you out,
when you're at
Dad.
the wheel of
Never mind
a
me.
racing car.
Save
and the
yourself.
front tyre won't
We're
budge,
not
won't
leaving you.
respond as
I
you
think I
crank
can
the steering
recalibrate the
knob on.
combine
You try
portal
put
to
the
get us
ball
out of
knob
here.
on and make it worse.
Where will you go?
I talked to Dr. Kleiner.
Everything you
His
try
portal was
just
almost
doesn't
working again.
compute
If he's
or go
managed to
the way
repair it,
he
we'll end up
wants
there.
it. And
If he
Leclerc,
hasn't, well,
8.2 seconds clear.
we couldn't be any worse
Lewis
off.
Hamilton
It's
out in
not
front,
worth
leading
the
once
risk,
again.
Alex.
The Mexico Grand
I
Prix.
can't
Alex
lose you.
Albon running in
Get
third
out while
place.
you
We're
can.
not leaving here
Sebastian
without
Vettel's
you.
coming at him, and Vettel's about
That's
1.3
final.
seconds behind him.
Heartburn on Leclerc.
You
then.
can't leave
Ferrari
Judith
are
here
gonna
either.
make this pit stop
Don't
now.
worry, Dad, we'll find
It's
her.
too- It's
For
too
now,
early to put a set of soft
I'm going to send you to the
tyres on.
teleport chamber.
Can't run
not
the
saying
meetings
goodbye,
again
Dad.
because they committed then to a
We'll
three-stop
meet you
strategy.
there.
But what's happened at the
I know
rear?
you will.
Charles
I'll see you there,
Leclerc
baby.
stuck for way longer than he would have wanted. He's lost 4 seconds in his pit stop, and that is very bad news indeed for the man that wants to win this race and is having to win it the hard way. They go through Hamilton, Albon, Vettel, Bottas.
Let's get out
and
of here.
Leclerc comes out in 5th place.
Felt longer than that, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Over here.
Did it need tidying up just
I'm
that
gonna head
little
back
bit
to the
more?
security
The
station
track
and try to
got
patch
down,
into
they
your
could
suit
release
radio.
it looked
Wait
to
till you
be
hear
on
from me.
the rear left.
Right,
Now take care of yourself.
Is it on? Is it on?
The thing is there, Martin, there was a green light on the wheel gun. And they were obviously saying to the man on that wheel gun, now it needs more, it needs more. But there was definitely a green light on that wheel gun. So as far as he's concerned, it's tightened up enough.
I wonder if it tries and everything get especially hot.
Yeah.
Because we do tend to see quite a lot of pit-stop issues done with places like this.
Do you remember
Hey, it worked.
in the
I'll see what I can do to clear the way for
really hot
you.
there and how many issues and pit stops
Keep
we
an
had
eye
to
out
do
for
the
Austin. I'll get my dad through the prison as far as I can, then I'll catch up
with that particular theory. So in
Yeah,
comes
I'll
Alex
see if I can
Albon. I
figure out
mentioned
how to
that
get
he
back
had to pit again as well, so he's reacting
Okay,
to
got
what
it.
happened to Charles Leclerc. Leclerc should be ahead of Albon by the time he comes out. Nice. pit stop there by the Red Bull crew, and it's the hard tyre that goes on for Alex Albon. Hamilton now leads this Mexican Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, Charles Leclerc and Alex Albon in fifth ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, and we have a sub 2 second pit stop for Alex Albon there, 1.9 seconds. Well done to the Red Bull crew on that. That is why they practiced hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times throughout the course of the season.
That's so F1, isn't it? That sort of pit stop time, and everybody has to go for it. You can't just leave a half second or a second on the table. You've got to go for it, and that's why we see the mistakes as Albon gets released by Lando Norris there. Norris running down in 20th place at the moment.
Okay, I've got an idea.
So Hamilton is leading the race at the moment, and we think we'll need to fight with him at the end of the race.
And at the moment, Chum, you've got about 16 seconds to make up on Lewis Hamilton. Would have been the end of that message. Got to feel a bit for Charles Leclerc. He's been given a bit of a hospital pass to try and win this race, and it's just been made that little bit worse by an extra 4 seconds in the pit stop.
His lap's pretty mighty though, or his first flying lap, I should call this. It's easy for Leclerc. It's all still going on, isn't it? Leclerc then a 19.5, minute 19.5. Remembering disallowed, but nonetheless, those fastest at the race at the moment.
2 seconds.
Yeah, we're still finding time on that hard.
So don't worry, once you get over the first stage of grading, you'll be okay further on. And yeah, Max Verstappen was given a 3-place grid penalty, but his time, Martin, wasn't actually deleted. So he did set
Be careful,
a track
Gordon. I'm
record
picking up a lot of combine sensors in the area ahead.
For pole position, beating Daniel Ricciardo's time last year by 1 millisecond.
Not possible in the end, but so Vettel's sitting pretty then, isn't he? And his tyres are 13 laps younger than Hamilton. 2 seconds behind him now, and Leclerc 15 seconds in the lead. This is going to get good. Because Bottas is in the mix as well. He's out there on fresh tyres, but Albon might just have dropped out of the spot. We'll see how he settles down now after what is his second stop. But it's game on, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 Ferraris versus 2 Mercedes.
You think that Alex Albon should be coming Charles Leclerc charging right at the last? Whether his car's got the pace that Leclerc's got, I don't know. But when does Sebastian Vettel pull the trigger and decide, right, this is where I now need to make a move on Lewis Hamilton? And they're the most 2.7 seconds shy of Lewis Hamilton.
Look at the monitor.
Lapping round about the same pace for a while, give or take a couple of tenths. When does he go for it now, or does he bide his time?
Time, hasn't he? And that is what complaining about. It's getting a bit painful for Vettel and Bottas and Leclerc, who will be coming at him. Albon the pace actually at 19 lap, so not quite as fast as lap. So he's keeping himself in play as Alex in place. But Ted's got news for
Can we do a Mexican wave hello to Sergio Perez? About his race. Do you remember he was fighting Danny Kvyat?
Yeah.
Well, Kvyat stopped for a second time that round. So now that does mean that Ricciardo is going to pit at some point in this race. That does mean that Checo will be the best of the rest. The question is, can he get those hard tyres to the end? You've got to say, good. Tyre cheap.
Very good right boots when it comes to slow corners and getting out and not getting too much wheel spin. As Checo Perez has been very much a feature of his racing career.
swinging towards Bottas now. He's looking very quick there behind Vettel as they start homing in on Hamilton. Leclerc's going to have to do mid to low 1 minute 19s now if the others are doing 20s, just to bring himself back.
Charles Leclerc almost losing it out of turn 5. Corner. Took his way to either take a corner or the best way to preserve a bit of performance in your tyres as well. And I'm looking at Bottas on this. He had been closing in on Sebastian Vettel. Vettel took 3/10 out of it in the first sector and then another 2/10 in the second sector. So maybe Sebastian Vettel just got the message that Bottas is closing. But what Vettel doesn't want to do, Martin, is get too close to Lewis Hamilton before he's ready to bounce, because then everything starts overheating for him.
I think Bottas might have to Romeo in the background there.
He did. Kimi Räikkönen.
Yeah. So there's the top three then, all in view, and the fourth man just coming out of the final corner, Charles Leclerc, and he is in the mid 1 minute 19. So that's the kind of difference he needs, the kind of delta he needs now, lap to lap. Albon's just done the new fastest lap of the Grand Prix, 1 second off the lead there as well in the closing stages. Will they start running out of tyres at the front? I have no idea who's going to win this race. No idea.
This is turning into the last 5 or 6 laps being an absolute titanic battle between possibly 5 for potentially, or certainly podium positions, but potentially a win as well. As it stands at the moment, with Hamilton first and Bottas third, Lewis Hamilton doesn't take the World Championship here. Valtteri Bottas keeps the title fight alive for another race at least. But Bottas is sitting pretty on fresher tyres. Mercedes have got to let their 2 drivers race, and I'm sure Bottas will be wanting to challenge his teammate before the checkered flag as well. This man has not stopped in the race yet. Already so. We are on lap 49. I wonder if he's coming in soon. I can't quite see the Renault going. To see whether anyone's making a move out to the pit lane or not.
Quick, search the room. There should be some combine turns nearby.
Very good indeed, and looking at his pace on this particular lap, he's taken half a second out of Hamilton in the middle sector alone.
It still pains me to see Daniel Ricciardo having to goal hang, as Ted put it, and fight a bit of a stellar fight in the midfield. Just seems a waste of his speed and talent.
But it was his choice to go to Renault. He had faith that Renault could give him a car, Martin, eventually to challenge for podiums, wins, championships once again. He left the comfort of the Red Bull family to go to Renault, but the hard fact was this weekend, the man who was on pole in 2018 was in 13th on the grid here with a lap over 2 seconds slower than last year. But he's got faith in Renault. Why won't they get it together for next season? And he very much thought that this would be a transition year for the team and for his career as well. They're just asking Max Verstappen on the radio, are they happy with the tyre wear? Is he happy with the tyre wear? And the team saying, actually, we're very happy with the tyre wear. And I do wonder if they're going to try and get to the end on that set of tyres, which would be a monumental effort.
Yeah, well, he's heading for P6 when Ricciardo stops. He's then got a half a minute up to Albon, who's in 5th, so it looks like he might stall out around P6 depending on what happens. 1 minute 19.5 again on that lap, and a personal best it was. He's bringing himself right into play.
And they are making a move down at Renault, as you can see, for a set of medium compound tyres for Daniel Ricciardo to go to the end of the race. So the last driver to pit will be Daniel Ricciardo. Get rid sadly, because of a unsafe release earlier on. Ted, down to you.
And it's coming in as we see finally Daniel Ricciardo pits and then goes back out on the yellow.
Are they retiring?
Yeah,
Lando Norris?
I was just going to say to you, that is it. Lando Norris, I know his engineer said that, Will Joseph said, okay, this is to show what we could have done. Unfortunately, giving up is the best idea to save parts, save engine miles for future races.
And a 4th DNF of the season for Lando Norris.
When's he going to get a break, Crofty? When is he going to get a break?
He deserved one today, to be honest.
Remember the start of the race, McLaren right up there, weren't they? And the wheel came off, and then Sainz went nowhere on the hard.
Lando Norris just getting the debrief there, and the explanation as to why they've done what they've done and why what happened as well. We mentioned this a couple of laps ago. race.
If you do to F1, those red flashing lights means the car in front of you is harvesting electricity. The driver, there you see that again, the driver will have his foot flat on the floor, but the car won't be accelerating fully. It's charging its battery. It's a warning sign. If you don't have brake lights on Formula One cars, you wouldn't be able to react to them anyway.
Would be much fun.
There'd be no point in having brake lights because the stopping power is so immense. So that's the warning system to tell you the car in front, when the red lights flash, may not be accelerating fully.
He's done enough, Sebastian Vettel, here to get more than 1 second ahead of Valtteri Bottas down that main straight. So no DRS threat for Bottas, but he's just really gone so far as Valtteri, one of those.
Sorry it took me so
quiet
long. Glad to see you're
races where
okay.
you don't notice it too much, but
Let's
he
see
is
if we
there
can find
poised
Mossman.
and ready
It looks
to
like the
strike
station
by
might give
the
me better
end.
access.
Just wonder, could he be striking at Sebastian Vettel? Could he then go and take the fight to his teammate as well?
So Ricardo should come back at Perez with those fresh tyres for the best of the rest battle. I wonder, as Verstappen,
I'm not
if
calling
Verstappen
about
stays
that.
on those
But
tyres at the end of the
you
Grand Prix,
promised you
Ricardo
weren't going to touch
might not be
Eli.
coming at him as well.
The soldiers
place.
were a bit overzealous, I admit, but he was too tempting a prize to simply turn loose, especially in the absence of Gordon Freeman.
53
You would
laps
have had
of
Freeman if you'd been patient and just waited for my signal.
I've loved it. I
We
really
weren't
have.
entirely
We don't know how
sure
it's
you
going
were
to end up.
ever going to get around to it.
so we open
Human
activity for
loyalties being
Hamilton
what
at the
they
end.
are.
Dr. Britton, as I have stated before,
Sebastian
you
Vettel
have
being
to let
told
Eli
that
come around
Ferrari are
on
I
hoping
have
that
known
the
Dr.
drop-off
Vance
on
far
Hamilton's
longer
tyres at
than
the end of
you,
this
my
race
dear.
are going to
I'm
severely
afraid your
hamper him.
feelings for him
And
may
they
have
think that
blinded
they
you.
might
Feelings?
reach a point where
This has
they
nothing to
come to
do
the end of the
with
cliff and then
feelings.
completely drop
It's a
off.
simple truth that when Eli believes
This
in
is
our...
not
9 seconds
open
off the
to
lead.
debate,
I think
Dr.
that
Mossman.
message was
Doctor,
more,
please.
So sorry, Judith. I'm all out
don't
of time.
assume Hamilton's going to run out of tyres here. Others have
Damn
done
her, I
50
don't
laps on
believe
them.
this.
And that was on full tank, starting on full tank. So
Come on, Gordon, now
you know,
we've really
you
got her.
may well have to coast up. If
Go
you,
on
if you've
ahead.
got the
I'll
ability
just start the
to
next level of
overtake him,
security and catch
you're going to
up
have to
to
go
you
and
when
do
I
it. He's not going to come falling back into your lap.
So we've been concentrating on all the action, and there has been plenty of it. In the McLaren garage for this race, Jenson Button's have been getting the best behind-the-scenes tour. Well, since you stopped driving for the team, I'd have thought, JB. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, it's not been the best day down here. I think it's probably been the worst day of the year. So, yeah, hopefully that's not down to us.
Yeah, good omen there, then.
Oh my, yeah. But no, Lando had the problem with the pit stop. They just retired the car. So yeah, not a very happy place right now. But Carlos is still there. It's a weird one. Yeah, the car just doesn't really seem to be there today. This is a very straight circuit, and it's a one-off track in terms of altitude and the way that they get the tyres to work. So hopefully they can put this race behind them and concentrate on Austin next weekend.
Jamie, just while you're with us, you've got a top 4 separated by 9 seconds. Where would your vote go for winner of this race at the moment?
It's really weird when you actually are in a garage the whole time concentrating on that team.
Yeah.
You don't have much time to actually watch the race. But
you've got native again, haven't you?
It's amazing. But yeah, I've caught a bit of the race, and it's really so interesting with the different strategies of pit stops, how many pit stops, and what tyres they put those cars on. So obviously Lewis is in the lead, he's in our second lead. Vettel, fresh tyres, as well. So it could be a really, really exciting last few laps.
Vettel's going to have to get on with it, and Bottas will be aware of it too, because Leclerc's catching them fast now. 8 seconds covers the top 4. Leclerc with a lot more pace. Bottas, I think, is being held up behind Vettel there. So Vettel's got some performance. It's time to deliver it and go and start putting some pressure on Lewis Hamilton.
I tell you what he has done, he's managed to clear George Russell, which was rather helpful for him, but I think Bottas managed to clear Russell at a much better stage, wasn't held up quite so much.
And Bottas is going to get DRS
Yes,
down the back straight without any doubt. He's looking racy, isn't he, in that car, that heavily repaired car.
The Finn has come alive. Valtteri Bottas is going to get DRS assistance down the main straight. We know the Ferrari is going pace, but the Mercedes can hang on to it just that little bit better with some DRS assistance as well. And you can see Bottas getting closer and closer and closer, and then obviously under braking an awful lot closer, to the extent that Bottas can almost shout, "I'm coming at you," from the cockpit.
That was quite telling, wasn't it? In terms of the squabble we're expecting later in the very late stages. The Ferrari with the Mercedes on DRS.
didn't it just? He needs to be that little bit closer coming out of the final. The advantage this weekend over the Ferrari. It's a bit more racy through the corners, the turns that we're now approaching from 7 onwards. Bottas is still in the title hunt. He is very much in the second place at the moment with Sebastian Vettel. And while this is happening, Charles Leclerc is continuing to make gains as well on those in front. More DRS assistance for Valtteri Bottas as they head into that stadium section. And there's a few back markers that might just get involved with this as well. Just a few car lengths between Vettel and Bottas as they get out of the slow corners, and they can get their foot down once again to complete lap 56, which Lewis Hamilton leads by 2.3 seconds. Sebastian Vettel now has a 1 second advantage over Valtteri Bottas. Is he getting DRS assistance? I wonder. Reputation zone, was he less than a second behind? I don't think he got the DRS that he really wanted. The occasion is now a little bit to Sebastian Vettel. While he's doing this, Bottas is really helping Hamilton because it's distracting Vettel from the battle for the lead.
Yeah, what Leclerc's going to do when he enters it's going to get very interesting. At least Vettel's going to get a bit of DRS off these back markers. But there's not a lot in it, is there, between the four of them at the moment. But Leclerc's got the extra pace. He is dragging Albon along, but Albon, as I said, now with the back markers just about get out of the way. There's Leclerc coming at them now, so that's going to get juicy. As I said, Vettel's got more pace, but Bottas is so much more confident.
Stroll, he's got a clear so Kubica and Leclerc, he was Fiat now in between Leclerc and Bottas.
Bottas has been told, get out of the slipstream, get out of the tow, as we call it. Like, you've got a tow rope on it because you're getting too hot, you're getting critical on your temperatures. So we'll have a look as if Bottas sidesteps the back of that Ferrari down the straight rather than staying too close to it. He does look, he's offset.
5.6 seconds between the top four. Behind them, Albon and Verstappen. Verstappen at the moment 6.2 seconds clear of Sergio Perez, who is on fresher tyres because Verstappen's been running his since lap 5. Daniel Ricciardo is really coming at Sergio Perez and has got some pace in that Renault as Charles Leclerc now clears Robert Kubica in the Williams. Behind Ricciardo, his teammate Nico Hülkenberg, and then Lance Stroll in 10th. The rest have all been lapped, and Stroll is about to be lapped. Fiat has gas inside. Raikkonen, Magnussen, Kubica, Russell and this race after a pretty horrid 50-odd laps.
I think Leclerc's going to have the grip and pace to pass Bottas if he gets there. Speed down the back straight. I think if Vettel hasn't got anything left, he'll have to get out of the way and let Leclerc get after Hamilton.
It's the only way Ferrari are going to win this race as it stands at the moment, but don't forget, Martin, that will slow him down for the last 5 laps or so. That's what they're saying. Whether they're right or not, we will find out.
It's a drop-off that hasn't come yet. Maybe that ground should be passed to Lewis Hamilton. He's done a brilliant job keeping those.
He's not bad at that either, to be fair. As racy as Max Verstappen is at the moment. 20.8. Verstappen put his tyres on lap 5. Vettel on lap 37. Oh, there's a wide. He's just missed his braking point, trying, I would imagine, to either lap Danny Kvyat or have Danny Kvyat, but that has cost Charles Leclerc a little bit of time. Let's have a little look. He's clear of Kvyat.
That's an unforced error there. He's just locked it. It's not helpful, but he can't afford too many more like that.
What's he lost? About a second?
Yeah.
By the way, on Sergio Perez. He's right on Perez's tail going into turn 1 as we look now at the final corner, and Lewis Hamilton from Sebastian Vettel and Valtteri Bottas.
Slower than Hamilton.
grass that little bit more difficult. Hamilton needs a 78-point lead
Okay, keep me.
Sadly, he didn't get it today, and they're retiring. Down into turn one to make a move, but Ricciardo, who was the last man to pit in this race, is trying to make his way back up to potentially finish 6th, but he's got to get past Perez and then get past Max Verstappen to do so.
Yeah, Leclerc was actually 4th fastest of the top 4 on that next lap as well. So his charge came to a bit of a sudden halt, didn't it? Hamilton's personal best as well. He has kept some grip in those tyres. The pendulum swings once again.
Absolutely. Personal best.
Sorry to take so long, Gordon.
And the gap
looks like you could use some help.
Hamilton and Vettel.
I won't leave you again, though.
Decreased a little bit. Vettel 3
Now let's track down Moss.
But it did increase Vettel and Bottas. The gap between those two. Sergio Perez and Daniel Ricciardo. 346,000. I've got to say, involved with the organisation of the Mexico Grand Prix. It's a brilliant place to come to and enjoy a celebration of Formula One and the F1 Fiesta throughout the weekend. Is it a Fiesta celebratory move now for Daniel Ricciardo? DRS wide open in the slipstream of Sergio Perez. Down the inside goes Daniel Ricciardo, locks up, goes too wide, has to go onto the grass. That will be loved by every single person here who's not wearing yellow and black, but he still comes out ahead of Perez, then gives the place back. Was a lasting advantage if he'd have stayed ahead. Perez lives to fight another day in 7th place.
Now we know Danny's last of the late breakers. He was a touch too late on that one. He got a bit of a run at it, didn't he? And
well,
a bit too Dan-deer on the brakes.
I wonder if he damaged a bit of his car when he went over the grass as well. Massive lock up there, and he's arriving at a real rate over that grass.
As soon as he had to put some brakes
Lewis, we have max power available if you need it.
And he will need it. If Vettel ever gets on his gearbox, he will need all of that. So, Leclerc just has lost his...
Great, another security station.
Forward momentum, hasn't he? But he's getting back on it now. 6.7 seconds off the lead. Where is he? There he is in the background.
Found
2 scruffy laps.
Yeah,
and he's running out of time.
Got you now.
Here, Martin, if we're seeing cars, the minute they get within a second,
come on, Gordon.
within 1.2 seconds of the car in front, they're struggling to stay there for a long time because everything starts getting too hot.
Well, that's what the new 2021 regulations are supposed to do, but they haven't fixed it.
Come on, let me seal this door.
Excess cooling just in case. Might as well go home.
No turning back now.
1.5 seconds again.
There she is. Leave it talking to me, Gordon. We may need to get out of here.
Between Hamilton and Vettel is now 2 seconds.
Max power overtake available.
Yeah, leave it to it for now.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton is comfortable in the cockpit.
We know
as
all
it
about
stands,
you
and
in
just
green.
wants to be left to his own
You've been a
devices
spy for the
a
combine
while.
the
He is
whole
leading
time.
from
What are
Vettel,
you
from
talking
Bottas,
about?
Leclerc. 6 seconds
Damn
between
it.
the top 4.
Move
10
back,
down to you.
Mossman. We're coming in.
Before this gets very tasty over the remaining laps, let's do one more line on the guy in P10, the last points-paying position. That's Denny Kvyat.
Yes.
Yeah, Toro Rosso. It's really worked for them today, two-stopping.
Shut up and
he
be
actually
glad you're
took
still
Ross
some
Stroll
use to us.
laps
We're going to
ago
reconfigure this
for
teleport and get the
That's
hell out of
worked
here.
nicely and has pulled away
You see, we're working to the same
considerably
end.
from the race point, so that's worked well.
I've already reprogrammed the modulator to emulate a Zen
He
relay.
sent it,
That's my
but it didn't
father's work
But
you
if
stole.
only they had some sort
It's
of,
my
I don't
work
know,
too.
an automatic brake balance
And I had to
system.
prove to Dr. Breen that your father would be the most valuable member of any research effort going
Didn't
forward.
Enough of your
technical
bullshit.
regulations did break the sporting regulations.
Look, Gordon, there's my dad. I'm going to bring him in.
Driving alone and unaided,
found Eli?
and that's why they were
No thanks to
disqualified
you.
from Japan, but that was very petty.
Just enter the coordinates for Dr. Kleiner's lab and let's get
Nearly
moving.
crones.
But we need
All the way
access
back
to the
in
teleport
extra.
platform, and we're locked
Right,
out.
back
I'll
out
take
in
care of
front.
that.
Hamilton and Vettel, 2.1 seconds the difference between the two.
Let's get
Ferrari
going.
have that pace down the straights. Lewis Hamilton's been given all the power that Mercedes could possibly bring him to keep him ahead. Started third in this race, and the way the strategy has played out, he's looking good for a win at the moment. But I think we're now entering
For
that
how
realm
long?
where Ferrari think his tyres might go off.
I did have a fairly good idea of what to
Think,
expect.
Martin, they don't know. And that's how his rear tyres look. Those hard
The
compact
combine
tyres,
is a
the
peculiar
top
pulse forming
bits,
network
bit of
with very
blistering
long
on the
rise.
surface.
Takes quite a while.
Just
The
not
grip.
blistering, it's a bit of pickup.
Bit of pickup?
Yeah, but no, you'd know if it was blistered. But I think he just managed them brilliantly. I mean,
Dad,
really,
down
just
here.
managing it, and you can see he
Sorry
doesn't
we
bring
took
it
so
on
long.
back,
I
and
hope
then
that wasn't too
maybe
bad
the
for
next
you.
one, he has to
Don't
come
worry
up a
about
bit,
me,
and he's on
sweetheart.
it again. I don't think Vettel's
Shoot
got
it.
an answer to it. I don't think Bottas
I see
has
they
got an
set
answer
you
to it.
free.
The long
Not
pit stop for
exactly.
Leclerc, and then
Eli!
that error has
I was
taken
so
him
worried about the
out of
coordinates,
striking
Dr.
range at the
Mossman.
moment, and he's running out of rounds.
So, this
Come
is
on,
the
one of you.
combine.
Come on.
Make a move.
Smaller than I imagined.
That would be nice if they did, but can they?
Hurry up, Mossman.
Well and good. Wanting these moves, but Ferrari hoping for the drop-off in performance. Valtteri
Dr.
Bottas
Kleiner.
hoping that Sebastian Vettel got a drop-off in performance as
We're
well.
in Nova
Lewis Hamilton,
Prospect,
meanwhile, just
and we're
at the
running the Zen
fastest
emulation for the
sector
first
of
time.
this
Are you
race.
ready for us?
Broken a few Ferrari hearts, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Through the twisty bits.
Good.
He's just done
We'll send my dad through
yeah,
first.
Not only a
He's in
PB,
position
personal
for...
best, but a absolutely
that?
the best of anybody.
Hold on,
through
gotta
there.
bring this back
And
down.
then a personal best lap for good measure. So that's thrown down yet another gauntlet.
No, stop! What are you doing?
Back on the tail of Sergio
I'm
Perez.
sorry, Alex.
Again, after his first attempt, he didn't
Only-
quite go
No!
his way.
What's going on,
Dad!
Alex?
On stage,
Jonas!
way back
What's happening?
after getting a puncture right on the opening lap. He's in 6th place, looking very good for 6th place. A couple of checker flag, and that would be some recovery, I think. Plum last and almost at the airport, frankly, it was that far behind.
He was done 66 laps
Oh
on
my
those
God!
tyres.
What
He get
coordinates
the
are
driver of the
these?
day. The votes, I'm sure.
Where the hell did she take
It's going to
him?
be very, very tight. There goes Hamilton, started third.
Cover me,
on
Gordon.
course for a second win here in Mexico City. Go to Charles Leclerc, who started on pole position, was committed to an early two-stop strategy, which doesn't seem to have been the right way to go and win this race. Currently at the moment,
Get some turn
around
setup.
7.3 seconds adrift of the lead. Bottas just having very quiet races, but slowly he's got himself within touching distance. He's been there for a while. Attack.
They're coming.
Vettel was 6/100ths quicker than Hamilton. Bottas 9/100ths slower. Vettel pretty much
Winding down the fuel levels at its lowest. Turn the power up.
Very good luck. You have faster than him. 5 more laps. More Lion in the end.
By 0.06 a second.
and they didn't like
Go look for these more motivations, haven't you,
isn't as much as Ferrari would have wanted. We'll keep an eye on the timing screens whilst you watch the battle between Perez and Ricciardo.
My God, we made it.
Saying they want to use the disqualification.
Well, where's Dr. Kleiner?
Fuel for a much better weekend here in Mexico, and a 7th
Dr.
place
Kleiner, let us out!
At all, for a man, of course, who started 13th on the grid.
Alex Albon, I think it's his best Grand Prix.
Gordon?
Drive.
Yep.
My
Really
God, how did you get here?
Racecraft
And
at
when?
the beginning of the race.
What's wrong?
In 5th there.
My dear,
16 seconds off
I
the
had
lead.
given up
I think we should
hope
be
of
very
ever
satisfied with
seeing
that.
you again.
Absolutely.
I was afraid we might not make it either. I think the teleport exploded just as we were porting out.
Indeed, it did. And the repercussions were felt far and wide, but that was over a week ago.
What do you mean? Gordon and I were just there a minute ago.
To try and close down Hamilton as it stands at the
We seem to have
moment.
developed a very
Perez could save
slow
his battery
teleport.
and use it defensively.
This suggests
down
an
the main
entirely
straight.
new line of investigation.
As long as he can get off that final corner well enough. With the Mercedes power behind him.
A great deal.
He had his one
The
chance,
road
didn't he?
struck at Nova Prospect was taken as a signal to begin the uprising.
But what about my father?
Well,
between
that is
Racing
the
Point
point.
and Renault.
According to the Vortigaunts, he is a
favour.
prisoner at the scene.
We've got to get my father out.
Barney has
Hulkenberg
been
scoring points as
very
well.
able mind.
That fight and that scrap.
And
for
another
what
of
is
your
fifth
friends
place
arrived
in the
several days
constructors' title
ago.
going as long as they
Dog,
possibly
you made
can.
it.
We're on the
Good
penultimate
boy.
lap here. Lewis Hamilton, as I said, hasn't led since 2016. It's not going to be a title-winning weekend as it stands, Martin. But as he says, doesn't matter where you get that job done, as long as it gets done. This has been a very welcome performance from his perspective.
And I'm no longer
winning
alone.
ways, won't he?
Alex
Watching this,
Man, that's good news. I almost gave you guys up for lost. We're planning to set up a staging area for attacking the Citadel.
Gordon and Doc can head your way. I want to get Dr. Kleiner somewhere safer. Then I'll meet up.
Cruise up behind.
I'll take all the help I can get. Oh crap! Incoming!
They get close.
Go on, get going!
Okay, Gordon, you heard him.
More down.
I'll catch up with you as soon as I get Dr. Kleiner settled.
Just a minute. I can't leave it at Lamar.
Oh, no.
Where did she
That's
get
what we
to?
want to see from the front runners as well.
Go on, Gordon. I'll take care
October
of it.
31st, when the new regs get announced. Changes for 2021. See what comes
Dr.
our way.
Kleiner,
Leave me
there's
to it,
really no
says
time.
Lewis Hamilton.
No,
well, they
she's
pretty
around
much
here
have
someday.
left
We'll
it
find
to
you
it, and
another
he is
pet
very
head
much
crab.
delivering
There are
the
plenty to go
goods
around.
Only
for
one
Mercedes. He
heady.
won, of course, in Russia with Hamilton. That is since the summer break. Hasn't really hampered his title lead. The title fight will go on to Austin next weekend in the US Grand Prix, which he has absolutely dominated over the last few years. But in the closing stages of this race, Hamilton has very much dominated. He started third on the grid today. Hamilton may now